You may have seen on my Instagram that I picked up a couple of Xtra Cabs for a very good price. They're basically ready for scrap. I had a lot of good parts pulled out of them, but there were some good parts left on the inside as well as some glass. I jumped ahead of myself. I already started taking some of the parts off, but before I get too far, let's take a quick look inside and see what kind of goodies we have. So this one was a 22R. You can see it's pretty much stripped in the engine bay, although it's nice to have an extra one of those. Got a fuse box in there, booster, igniter, steering shaft is still there, and the harness looks to be in pretty good shape. So that's pretty nice. Got a hood latch, got a hood cable coming through, and the inside is pretty complete. You got a full dash. Let's see how many miles this thing had on it. 196,000 miles were on it. Pretty complete, and the floors aren't actually horrible. I mean, for an Ohio truck. There's no holes in the floor, but there is some surface rust, and it's getting a little bit crusty in the area around the mount. But this is nicer than most floors on these trucks in Ohio, so I may cut these floors out and save them. The rockers are another story. You got the usual rust, and even though they look solid, they're actually really thin. I can actually push on them and start to hear some cracking. So unfortunately those rockers, yeah, as you can see, are no good. These are good though. I'll probably cut these out and save these. These seats, I'm guessing are from a newer truck or 4Runner. I'm not sure what vehicle they're from, but they're, aside from the stains, they're in nice shape. There's no holes. I may see if those clean up. And let's see here. That's about it inside. These panels are pretty messed up. They got some cracks up on the top and a hole down there. So that's unfortunate. It does come with seat belts though. The headliner has a hole in it, so that's no good. This one's really cracked over here in this corner. So nothing back there is really any good. This back panel's all faded and stained as they get over time. The dash is cracked pretty good, and the glove box is open, but if I shut it, it will stay shut. So I'm gonna leave that alone. It does have the full 8-piece windshield trim, which my truck does not have, so I will be hanging on to that. Now let's go look at the other one. This one is a 1984, and this one is pretty hacked up. This one originally, at some point in its life, had a Chevy 350 swap in it. I know that makes a lot of you cringe. And the wiring is just, it's all hacked up. I don't even know, wouldn't even know where to begin trying to sort this out. Is that a garden hose? Yeah. You can see it's also pretty rusty. Not a lot in here worth saving aside from maybe the wiper motor and the fuse box. And that guy right there. I don't know what master cylinder that is from. Chevy stuff, I guess. And it's missing its windshield already. It's, you can see, nice and rusty around there. Gets pretty crusty down here. Yeah, really bad right down here. So unfortunately, this cab is not really any good. But they must have had a visor on here. They've got holes drilled in the roof. Sunroof. Must be an aftermarket sunroof. And let's see, we're pretty much completely gutted inside. Pieces and parts. And there's a steering column cover piece. Some windshield trim that's all bent up. Parking brake. It does come with a decent looking grill though, although there's extra holes drilled in it, so that's unfortunate. Yeah, it doesn't look to be broken though. And there's the gold right here. Look at this. Center console. The hinge is not even broken. Look at that. Yeah, it's pretty faded. I could probably restore that. It does come with a shifter trim as well, although that is cracked over there. And it looks like they drilled a hole right here. So that's unfortunate. But hey, it's still better than most of them are. What is this? Purple box. This must be something for the 350 swap, I assume. Dana Corp. And coming around on this side, we actually have a door panel on this side. Unfortunately, it's destroyed. Got a nice armrest though, one good armrest. The doors, there's not really much good parts here aside from the glass. The A-pillars, they're wasted. Even the cab is also pretty smashed up. These were sitting outside just in a field for years, so I don't expect there to be many good things. The headliner is ruined. This is what happens when it sits outside for years with no windshield. These back panels, they're all hacked up. They cut a big hole in them for 6x9, so these are no good, unfortunately. That might be all right. We'll tell after I pull this all out. But yeah, that was my findings for the weekend. Thought you guys might want to see that. And there's all you need to know right there. Powered by 350 Chevy. This white one is infested with ants. Check this out. Real happy I'm doing this in my garage. Sorry about that, guys. So I've got this mostly stripped down, just pulled the floor liner out, and unfortunately the floors aren't as good as they look from underneath. This one's actually all kind of rusted to the point where it's actually kind of buckled down. It must be that thin. Some roaches in here. Lots of bugs. Found it's a dead baby snake. This is one of the more disgusting Toyotas that I purchased. But just so you guys know, man, this cab is way beyond saving. As you can see, it's got some damage in the front right. It's all mangled, all rusted out where the battery was sitting. There's actually a crack over here. On this side, where was it at? It's actually cracking right there, just because it's so weak. And the driver's floor doesn't look much better. You can see it's already rusted through right there. There's no holes, which is pretty good. No, there's a hole. So, yeah, not as good as I'd hoped. But I am going to cut out these rear panels here. But as far as the rest of the cab goes, it's pretty much done. I mentioned earlier, the rockers don't have any holes in them, but I can push it in with my thumb. So I don't know how much time they have left before they're a rust hole, just like they are back there. Well, I'm gonna get to stripping these things down and add some more parts to my basement collection. Well, this is about all she's good for. Unfortunately, being left open to the elements over the years really destroyed a lot of the plastics. The seats were junk. The floor was just absolutely disgusting and filthy, as you saw. A lot of crap even fell out of the fenders, and mouse nests and spiders and all kinds of gross stuff. This is one of the grosser ones I've had. I did cut off these rear panels though, because they often get dented up. So I'll have an extra set of those. That really was all it was worth saving on the body. The fenders were junk. The doors were junk, all rusted out. I did end up pulling a decent amount of parts off of it though. The grill wasn't too bad. A lot of interior panels, the glass. Of course the center console, which was one of the reasons I bought the cab to begin with. And it's really dirty. I'm going to power wash all this stuff and see how it cleans up. But overall, really rough shape. But I'm glad I can at least save the parts from going to the junkyard. Holy shit, guys. Oh, I was just in here, and right next to my face was a big old, what is that, wolf spider? Yeah. Just need to light this thing on fire right now. Burn the whole cab.